Hey everybody out there, this is Crissy, and I'm going to talk about something that I probably wouldn't have imagined myself talking about. So this is going to be a different video. It's not meant to be a downer or anything like that, but just something on my heart that I need to say. And in fact, I'm going to get really real. My name is Crystal. And Crystal has been dealing with something that I think that I really didn't want to admit that I was dealing with. But I have moments where I feel like I don't want to say depressed, but I have moments where I am not feeling my best. And I know you're probably watching and you're probably saying, well, everybody have those down moments. But for a while, I think I tried to suppress it. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick backstory. So in 2015, in September and October, I lost my parents. My mom passed from complications to dementia. Other things were going on. And then my father had multiple myeloma cancer. So that was a lot to deal with, to say the least. Also during that time, my sisters and I were taking care, and we had caretakers for my parents, but caregivers for my parents, but we also was taking care of them, basically going over there, making sure they had what they needed, seeing them, etc. And it was just a hard time the last few years, because to see your parents deteriorate, and especially in my mom's case, to see her suffer from a disease that affected her brain basically, and seeing her struggle doing the basic daily things that we take for granted, such as brushing our teeth, taking a shower, putting on our clothes, etc. It was a real challenge for her. So anyway, that was just a lot to deal with at the time. And then you're working and you have that, and just the everyday hustle and bustle of life. So during the month of September was really, really hard, because my mom, she was getting progressively worse. And then it was also my birthday month. So I'm a Virgo. Shout out to all the Virgos out there. And that was a milestone birthday coming up for me, so when I turned 40. And I just really wasn't in the mood to celebrate it. And I had some friends, co-workers that basically made me celebrate. I enjoyed myself. But after that, shortly after that, my mom passed away, my father passed away. So trying to deal with that was a lot. So fast forward to now, we're in the month of June, and it's been a few months, and it still is kind of difficult. And it's kind of difficult. It's difficult, not kind of difficult. It's difficult because when I do have my moments, when you look at your parents, other than God and Jesus, are the only people that have that unconditional love for you, or that should have that unconditional love. So when you're having a rough day at school, work, or going through issues, relationships, or whatever, you could always, go to your mom or your dad. And for me, I don't have that anymore. I don't have any children. I don't have a husband. So it's like they were that mainstay, I guess, if you will. Even, my dad, we would still have those conversations talking about sports and life and my mom and all that type of stuff. So now that's kind of gone. That is gone. And sometimes I don't know how to deal with it, or I suppress my feelings, which is not good because it manifests in other ways, anger and just other things. And I try to put a smile on my face every day. Well, I try to put a smile on my face and have a great day, because I do know I'm blessed at the end of the day. Like, I was blessed enough to see my parents live in their 70s. They was married for 50 plus years. Like, my mom and dad did a really great job raising myself and my sisters. So that was, it still gets hard. So when I have a bad week, like this past week was a really rough week for me. Just a lot of things were going on. I'm not going to get into it because it's too much to go into, but it was just hard. It was just a rough week. And so when you have a rough week, you usually have a confident, a spouse or what have you, that you can talk to. And so for me, since no, I'm not married right now, maybe one day, that would be my mom or my dad. My mom, even though she had dementia, she wasn't able to, put her sentences together as well as she should be. But at least I would see her and she would be like, Crystal. She would call my name several times. And then my dad, obviously, we still had our moments that we had conversations. And now that it's the NBA season in sports, our son, he never had. So we would have our sports conversations. But I say all that to say I had that outlet. So now I feel like I don't have that outlet anymore. And then, you have people say, I'm here for you. And you can talk to me. And I mean, it's not that I don't believe people, but I believe actions. And sometimes those actions of what those people words, it doesn't add up. So when you say those 4 words, I'm here for you, if you don't mean it, then just don't say it. That's just me. I understand sometimes people don't know what to say or how to react. But just, sometimes it's just a listening ear or a hug or a phone call or something like that, just to let that person know that you're here. Like, there are other things going on in my life I'm not going to get into, but it gets difficult sometimes. And then to add to the, just, I don't know, it's just hard to deal with it. And I think I keep my emotions in for a reason, because I feel like sometimes people don't want to be bothered. Maybe that's my fault, but yeah. So this video is kind of all over the place. I know it is, and I'm rambling. I'm actually sitting in the parking lot waiting on church service to start. I actually got here a little bit too early because I'm visiting a particular church, but didn't realize the service wasn't ready to start yet. So I said, well, why not make this video? But at the end of the day, I know I'm blessed. No matter the trials and tribulations that I've gone through, all the things that I've gone through in my life, I know it's there for a reason. I mean, I know it happened for a reason. Sometimes you wonder, oh, Lord, what is the reason? Because I feel like you forgot about little old me down here. But I know that I'm blessed. I know that every morning I wake up, that's a blessing. I know that, my health, job, all of that, that's a blessing. So I'm not taking any of that for granted. But I, too, get a little angry. I, too, have feelings of self-doubt and not good enough and all that. And I too really miss my parents. So I know a lot of people say, well, I'm here for you. And I appreciate everybody who I've been able to vent to, and everybody who's been there for me. And this was not supposed to be a crying video. But anyway, this is Crissy Love, Crystal. And I'm just saying what's on my mind. Have a blessed week. Bye.